They hold a rather unique place in both geography and anthropology, the Australians, though I have been told that the correct pronunciation is actually Strine.
We are coming in hot into the contemporary era at war with two other nations. We're at war with second place and third place while we maintain hold of first place here, though our score is lagging behind our opponents in terms of how much they have scored in every single era, because we have been just blitzing through these eras and advancing incredibly quickly. As long as we do stay on top of these wars, I think it's still going to put us into a good position. But the game is 300 turns long. We're at turn 180. We're going to have a long time here in the contemporary era. So time for a lot of polishing of our tactics and strategies. Time to start playing with the biggest reason that we picked the Australians here in the contemporary era, strip mining complexes, giving us plus 50 industry if we can pop these down next to strategic resource production. So these horses, they're strategic resources. We could build over there. Where's our recommended spot? Ooh, they want us to play down here for 71 production out of a single structure. You know, that's pretty hard to pass up, building here around this, is this copper? What is this? No, that's coal. Coal mining. We also have a holy site down there, I believe. Anyway, we will take this. Of course we will. Though we are going to go for as many of these as possible. And here we are going to be replacing a district, losing 26 science. That is painful, but this is a unique district we would not be able to replace. This is a unique district we would not be able to replace. And this is yet another unique district we would not be able to replace. Maybe that placement is not where we want to go with this then. Ah, here we go. We can build around the iron, because you can build this only once per district, and the horses and the iron are both in the same district. So we're going to want to get a district over here so that we get placement around the iron, and then we don't have to replace our science producers right around the horses, which are clumped there because these are some of the only tiles in the early game that are going to allow you to have science. We're going to build something that's going to give us a little bit of extra stability, understanding that our stability is going to be taking a hit doing these expansions. How far will you push, humankind? The Australians enter the final era. Once any of the following has occurred, the empire with the most fame will be declared the victor. The game will end when any of the following conditions is reached. The last turn 300 on the normal game speed, which I believe I am playing on, earning every contemporary era star. So we can bring an early close to the game if we earn all of the stars that are available within the contemporary era. So you're able to pick up 3 in all of the categories. That's going to be a ton of stars, but obviously the first one to earn all of those is going to have an enormous fame advantage, being able to pick up all the fame from these stars, because you get even additional fame for earning stars in the later eras. Oh no, have I blocked off? I was going to finish reading the whole thing. I may have. Oh, here we go. Acknowledge. No. Yes, this and view. Nope, it will not let me view it anymore. Anyway, we will also end the game if we research all of the technologies, if we destroy the world with pollution, if we conquer everybody, if we destroy everybody, which is different. You can subjugate people, so if you vassalize all the other nations, you can win. Also, if you just eradicate all of your opponents, you can win. And I believe that there is a launch off to space victory condition as well. Here we go. Sending a mission to Mars is an endgame condition. Excellent. With our boys lining up with halberds to fight each other right now, I think a Mars mission is still pretty far in the future. I think that is safe to assume. Oh man. Okay, and we would like to get a reinforcement unit over here to be able to fight black, because they were able to destroy one of our line infantry. Ugh. How are we going to get that to them? Because the production is going to be terrible here in the New World. Well, Perry, what would it take? 13 turns? Seems too steep. Okay, so we're going to go for increasing your production, and then we'll get you guys working on the important stuff for us. I can get an additional 40 production right here, but if I wait and extend the districts down here to be able to build it next to the coal, I will be able to make so much more. So I think I am going to be waiting here. I can get an extra 30 if I build up here. That's not bad. 33. 35. Yeah, we'll build up here in the mountains, I suppose. And then... Ooh, we are so close to aeronautics, we can start getting biplanes. Our little halberdiers could look up at the sky and see planes flying overhead. But that would require oil here, so we're going to have to make sure that we can refine oil. Probably going for a combustion engine to be able to find the world's oil reserves now, early, could be really useful for us, though electricity, being able to get coal generators as well. I think those are kind of our key pieces, so we'll grab electricity, and then we're going to go combustion engine, which is going to take us through propeller here. Extra improvements to our navy, and then we can hop back all the way here into the early modern era. And, well, we'll never really need siege cannons, right? We might pick it up if it becomes cheap to acquire, and mercantilism could be pretty useful, being able to get us the manufactory, and what is this? The trade fair, just extra money on all of our cities, and an extra city cap, though. We don't need that anymore. Hey, so we have aluminum down here. We have coal in here as well. And being next to both gives us this super district, 127 production. I don't even care that we're losing the sign. Oh no. We're gonna have to build it over the foundations of one of our unique districts from a bygone culture. But look at this, guys. We're at 300 industry, so we would add 33% more industry in a single construction. A single construction. We have to do it. I mean, I'm sorry for the Siwu, but and for the hit to science. I'm sorry, but the strip mining, it calls to me. It's just so powerful.
30 farmers' quarters. The only thing more impressive than that are the citizens' waistlines. I am listening.
What is this? Black has finally surrendered? War resolution? No term proposed. War score will be fully converted to reparations. I will refuse your surrender at this time because I have captured one of your cities in the New World, and I would very much... Why am I considered a thief? While having this badge, the Empire's ransacking armies earn more money, defined by the level of the badge. Oh, it's because we have been ransacking a lot. We deserve that. No, I want to control your cities.
There's just no way to make this work. I do not accept.
Good for you. I'll leave.
Okay, that gives us enough time to be able to launch, hopefully, an attack. Ooh, what has happened down here? I thought this was a black city. Oh, it's up here. We can take this city. That's what I would like to do. March on across and see what we have. Where do they hide this city? Amongst all the mountains. Here's some navy. Oh, longbowmen. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, they have a big army over here. Okay. And something has opened up in terms of a battle. I don't know if I actually want to be involved in this anymore. Let's move back. Maybe accepting their surrender would have been a wiser choice because we are so cut off here in the New World. Yeah, we're just gonna pause on the high ground. Now our New World towns with those strip mining facilities have been brought into the modern era in terms of industry. We can crank out line infantry faster than the old world even. Incredible.
Lightning in a bottle. This new power will impact.
We have discovered electricity. We are the first to do so.
From public safety to industrial
Brilliant.
production. Change is coming.
Here it is, Londonia. Guarded by tons of longbowmen, great swordsmen, halberdiers. I mean, we match up favorably against them, but not all together. We need to be able to wait. Let's see. So let's run back into enemy territory. Not the best direction to retreat, but it will connect us with reinforcements coming over from Teddy Town.
If fame
In a number of
could be
turns.
purchased on the open market with 50 market quarters, you'd be rolling in it.
Wait, what? Something was captured? No! When did this happen? It was liberated. That was our conquest. Alright, we saw a unit down here. Our army down here is just too small to really be effective. For some reason, the game thinks that a battle is still going on in this area. The meaning of art. The new Playhouse is a triumph, finally bringing the work of your most brilliant playwrights to a much wider audience. With your city's major cultural forces now, art has become a mainstay of enlightened conversation. Given its ideological influence, you must now settle the question of who controls the artistic world. It can either be academic artists or independent artists. And if we go with academic artists, we will be able to build Academy of Arts. Arts level 1 max +1 influence on research quarter. Okay. And it will shift us towards homeland and away from world, giving us extra combat strength on land units versus food output and stability. So basically the way these axes roll is that you gain stability if you stay in the center, and you get more nuanced benefits if you swing to either side. So over here, I like going hard in progress because it gives you science. Over here, liberty is giving you influence versus vision range and detection range. Who cares about this? I mean, honestly, the stability is fine if you stay centered, but yeah, being able to go for liberty giving you more influence. Here, combat strength versus food production in the center, a mix with stability. Either direction on that is fine. All of those are good boosts. And then over here, we get production versus money. Also a challenging thought. Okay, so then over here we can get the Artists Studio, giving us influence on Commons Quarters. Well, I do like using Commons Quarters, and getting that extra influence would be nice, but at the same time, we have so many research quarters because we were set up to be a really powerful science nation. I'm going to pick up the Academy of the Arts here.
Talent must be...
Here we go. Their war support has finally drained out completely, which means that we will be able to capture over here. So at the end of a war, we get to spend our war support to be able to pick up different cities here. And all of these are off limits because we are not occupying them. And obviously vassalizing them requires pretty extreme dominance. But I would like to force their surrender here and be able to merge this with our other city that we have established. Knocking black out of the war means all we have to worry about are the Poles. Their war support is falling, though they were definitely given a boost by having black liberate the city that we had captured over here. So if we manage to take Cis, though, they have attached so many regions to Cis that it would be a huge win for us. Aristocracy evolution, the evolution of the aristocracy. So we have been pushing a number of related civics here in the Organization and Ministry of Policies. We still don't have anything related to the treatment of criminals and other civic issues. We just have customary laws. But these two are pretty much untouched for us right now. So we managed to pick this one up. I don't know the triggers for being able to get these, but I think that we want this. Additional science and money on Commons Quarters rather than making money off of wars.
With so many
seems to be more beneficial for us because we
a lot
are
of
just now
voices to
wrapping up
properly
our
represent
second
the
and
will of
third
the people.
war. Well, we wrapped up one. We're in our third war of the entire game right now in the modern era. The enemy has decided to force the issue here at the city. We will take them on and see how we fare. I like our positioning here with the terrain, and so I think that we should be able to do just fine for ourselves. What do I want to do with these halberdiers? I think we keep pulling back, and then we're going to be able to deploy down here as well. We'll see how they come at us. They've decided that crossbowmen can fit all the way over there. Well, we'll see how well that goes for them. This is a very large battlefield. We're able to position units in plenty of different positions here. We're going to take this position to be able to have a little bit more elevation helping us out, and fire on the great swordsman. Well, once again, the peasants have attempted their mad rush tactic, this time to not nearly as much success as they had enjoyed previously. I think I should be able to get over here. Oh no, it's because of the enemy's zone of control. This is very annoying that I cannot see what is up there. Finally, we get sight. Drop these crossbowmen. Citizenship, a very important question for a modern empire. We can either get plus 25 stability on all cities or 5 stability on market quarters. I do want to be able to be building a lot more of these to be able to increase our bank account significantly. We were just kind of scraping by. Plus 500 a turn is not a lot in this era. And there the Poles have surrendered. Unfortunately, right before we were able to use our leverage a really strong military force. But because they've dropped to 0, you cannot cancel, you can't kick this down the line to be able to conquer more, you just have to take whatever you can, and we have to figure out what we want first. So we would really like to be able to take Cis and have the districts with saltpeter. So what is this district? Helvetios. Okay, so we want Cis and Helvetios for sure. Let's knock those down. Here and here. And that gives us, we can get that exactly and nothing more. There we go, forced surrender. That's not bad. Before we had occupied these positions as well. We're not coming home with those right now, but I foresee another war coming where we go against black and red one more time here because they're still in second and third. Here we go again. Black wants to go for round 2, thinking that they can do a little bit better. They started demanding things in the New World. We are going to go to war with them. They are allies here, I believe. Let's see, relations, alliance, yes. Blue and black and red are all allied together. The final era of wonders are now available to us, and every single time we've been able to grab a wonder that fits perfectly with our faction. The Sydney Opera House is here, playing as the Australians, of course. What would it be able to give us? It would allow us to have plus 10% food, money, industry, and science, along with giving us exceptional amounts of stability. So it would really turn our capital city into a powerhouse. Sydney Opera House gives its boost on Calm City. Christ the Redeemer gives us on all cities, along with giving us a boost in faith here. I don't know, what is the difference? Does this just mean that, like, if the city is not being besieged, it's considered calm, or if it's not protesting? I don't want to risk it and get a failure like we did for Machu Picchu, so we're going to go for Christ the Redeemer. Hey, Christ the Redeemer also has to be built on a mountain. I love it. Getting it laid up over here in the New World, I think, is the ideal positioning. The siege of Londonia is about to begin with, yes, our elephants. There is no upgrade available to them, and honestly, with their combat strength, they are holding their own with the militaries of today. We'll see how long we can keep them around. Attacking this city is very strange because it's just tucked into the mountains here. It's tiny in terms of its fortifications. Then we just have all these draftees hanging around, waiting to get shot. Our opponents have landed reinforcements down on this corner. Oh, and they're invisible. No, why? Why can I not get line of sight, please? I just want to be able to see them. See and shoot them. So if we go down here, do we get line of sight? It must be because they're in the forest that we just can't get a good spotter onto them. We're gonna put our elephants on the highest ground possible up here. Gives them advantage when they are firing down on these little guys. We'll move our boys into the city here and just have them hunker down. It's going to be the goal. Turns out longbowmen don't do so well up against rifles. There we go. Gives us a couple of victories and a couple stars here. Been able to pick up. Let's check our progress here. We have gotten a builder's star, a militarist star, and an expansionist star, along with 2 agrarian stars. Kind of surprised to see the agrarian stars coming in so nicely. Ooh, 7 enemy units coming in here. This is very tempting to go up against them with my... What are these right now? Steam frigates? We can put the steam frigates up against them, or wait for them to land and then engage with this force that had just been victorious. I think that's going to be the last time we see the elephants in battle, because as cool as the elephants are, we can bring them up to heavy machine guns is the thing. And this gives us heavy weapons, so ranged combat unit can only move or attack a turn. So they're less mobile than the elephants. They hit a little bit harder. They have more range. They have a lot more range. 8 range instead of just 3. And they also have suppression. The targeted unit cannot move next turn. Wow. Cannot move? That's the big piece, right? It has to be. So, elephants were great, you know, way back in the day. But we're going to go with the machine guns. I'm just not sure of the strength of their units. I kind of want to put my navy against them because they're only on transports. Transports do level up. They can be meaningful, but up against my frigates, these are like designated warships. They've run away. Smart choice, I guess. Okay. So even though the balance of power was swinging in their favor because of their numbers, they wanted to retreat and not take that fight. Gonna take that as a signal to press on. We are the attackers, so we get to go at them first. And yes, a single shot brings them down. I wish I could see explicitly what level of ship update they have. Like they're using gunpowder, so they're not like abysmally behind here. They're able to do damage, but they're losing entire units to our warships here. So I think that even if we end up losing the warships, it will be worth it based on how many of theirs we bring down. Now this is problematic. They've landed gunpowder units. And their units hop into the boats once again to be able to come after us. Definitely a mistake on their part. Oh no, the AI. It has no idea. And now we have planes. Foreign war declared. The Celts declare war. So blue versus green. Another war on our home continent here. Blue versus green, so who do we pick? Now, we don't have open borders with Greens, so they are split. They're not going to be able to get help across. I'm kind of interested. Like, Babylon's a big city. Maybe Blue wins. I don't even know how big they really are without being able to share maps. We've not really pushed any kind of friendly diplomacy this game at all. The Mongols reached the medieval era and kept their traditions. Are we really this high ahead of some of these factions? The Celts are in the medieval era. Okay, yes, we are that far ahead. The Mughals are in the early modern era. Alright, so those are the two factions that are at war. We have early modern era over here, and we have early modern era over here. So both of these factions are just going to go into industrial, and then they're going to reach us in contemporary. That's how far ahead we've become. I did not expect this playthrough to go as much in our favor as it has. The last time I played on this difficulty, I did not even get first. And right now it feels like we're going to get first by an enormous margin, but we'll see what kind of things we're able to pull off here in the modern era. Now is the time to island hop our way to Black's homeworld. Now I believe that they have... something is bugged out with, like, there was a battle here, and then it got pulled away. They have, like, an outpost here. I would like to trash that on my way out. We had level of pollution increase within an area, so local pollution level increased. Arcade has reached a new level of pollution. Territory pollution is low. We can view it here if we select this. So world pollution is still considered 0. Our stability is dropping dramatically. Is that because of pollution? Our food is dropping dramatically, like horribly. Now we are able to plant forests, which are supposed to be able to combat pollution. So let's see just how this is going to play out. We'll build 2 forests over here. Do we even see like what this, oh here it is, low pollution. Plus 20 per turn, plus 15 pollution from strip mining complex, 4 pollution from farmers quarters, 1 pollution from beret, and that means we lose 50, wow. That is low pollution is terrible. Minus 50% food, minus 50% science, minus 50% money, minus 50% faith. Faith is affected by pollution, and we lose influence, and we lose stability. Okay. Let's get these a little bit higher up in the queue, and let's get maybe some more coming along here. This is gaining 15 pollution per turn, so time to preemptively get some forests in place. Minus 10 pollution. It says per 2 turns, so I'm going to build 2 here. Future-proof it as much as I can. Aerial warfare has been researched. We can get airports, monoplane fighters, and strategic bombers. Unfortunately, they all cost oil, which we don't have yet. So, this war against Black is a war for oil. If they have any oil in their territories, we are going to try and nab those cities. Yeah, we finally met the final opponents here, the Mongols in the early modern era. And they are in the large alliance over here, at peace with us, and they have not met Green yet. So they're actually fairly friendly Mongols. They're in multiple alliances. That's hilarious. Oh, the Mongols hate us because we are the top polluter. Yes, the Mongols on their horses, riding across the lands, care and understand that we are the top polluter in the world. We're the only polluter in the world. We're the only people with this technology. Nobody else has the faculties to even understand what we are doing here, guys. Okay, now to be able to stave off pollution levels, I'm just preemptively building lots and lots of forests. So it says total pollution here is plus 15 per turn, and I'm getting plus 15 pollution from strip mining complex. But I built 2 forests. It doesn't seem to be factored in, unless that's coming from over here. No. I don't really get it. Hopefully we reach alternative fuels, I suppose. Some green energy to be able to counteract all of this. That'd be nice. We found another one of blacks and navies here with our own group, so we're going to chase them back. Would not want them landing to be able to recapture and liberate Landonia. We should probably swing our defense force around to Landonia. Had been just kind of taking up space to be able to protect, but that is the point of the coast where they will be able to access most easily, so we need to be ready. We know we have some uranium at present within our territories, so I think we're actually going to go for the Research Institute, which is going to lead into being able to get uranium enrichment, and we're going to go nuclear. And because our science production is so high, we're going to carry this all the way out to the fusion reactor. We're just going to blitz across there. Fusion reactor will let us keep our pollution a little lower and also dramatically increase the production on our cities, which being able to get that pronto could be able to provide us a fairly major boon on our production because, I don't know, pollution just seems like a really obtuse metric. I don't know. It's hard to figure out how to manage it. Like over here in our capital, these are the only places where we've actually been reaching very low pollution, but the effects of very low, or actually no, low pollution is fine. Very low is fine. Low is bad. But it's not showing anything that is like combating the pollution, even though I keep building these forests. There it is. -10 pollution from reforested. But is that going to go away after a few turns? After I reforest? Like, is that the thing? That building forests is really only a temporary solution to the pollution? Like, what happens if I build over here and say I build, I don't know, 2 more over here? We'll revisit and see an update on the pollution status. I do love the look of like the market quarters with the skyscrapers and the sprawling city with all the bigger buildings. In like the ancient era, it's really subtle to see like the little buildings, but here in the modern era, you can really see the urbanization popping up, especially down here. I think they actually look different depending on how much they produce. So we have different style of skyscrapers because we're making 24 money out of these. And then up here, we have smaller skyscrapers because they're below 20. Not 100% sure that is the case. It could just be kind of a variety situation, but
even if
it still looks pretty great.
Any human.
Are you kidding? Pollution level 1, the effects are -50 stability on all cities forever and -10 food on all cities. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. This is just brutal. Okay, a little bit of looking online is confirming my worst fears that pollution situation is just going to continue to spiral out of control because it's set as an end game criteria. Like, over polluting the planet will end the game early before turn 300. Because we arrived so early into the modern era and then we built all of our districts that cause pollution, I was sure we were going to get something that would help us clean up or mitigate pollution. We have not. Once we reach the uranium power plants, we'll be able to reduce our pollution a little bit, but it's going to keep on increasing, and the effects are just devastating. And all of the open devs and kind of the betas that they did, they never used the contemporary era. So this gameplay system was basically never tested in a major way outside of just the developers. Maybe we'll see some dramatic changes right now. This is just My cities are just gonna collapse. I have to build stuff to combat minus 50 stability on all cities, and then that gets compounded with any local pollution levels. Once we wrap up this war, we're just gonna basically be shoring up our own empire and then hoping that we can survive the apocalypse, I suppose. So crazy. They have knights. The enemy actually has knights, and I have machine guns. I have heavy machine guns. This is World War I era versus medieval era units. Absolutely ridiculous. Now for the march upon the enemy's capital. We are just so far ahead in tech, and they don't seem to have their military around. They're not guiding attacks to liberate cities that I have already conquered. We have a firm grasp on the New World. We've not seen them trying to loop around the hemisphere and land on our homeland over here, but we also have defense forces over here, so once we take their capital, things should be pretty simple. Okay, so now basically my game plan is build so many makers' quarters everywhere that I get my stability up to be able to handle collapsing cities due to rising pollution levels. I mean, fantastic. Here it is. We're at 50%, trending to 0. And if I look here at the overall balance, we're hitting negative... What is this? We're only losing 50 from pollution, so we should be able to combat this. But I mean, obviously things are going to keep on getting worse. Black is about to surrender to us, so if we are going to be able to capture their capital, it has to be this turn. This very turn. So we go straight into assault, and we'll see if we manage to pull it out. Now we are much more interested to come to the negotiation table here with the Mexicans. And our goal is to be able to secure oil. And I don't think we've done it. I don't see any oil available here out of the territories that we were able to capture. Oh man, oil seems to be so scarce in this game. Like, literally, like, look at how much territory we control. 0 units of oil under our control. 0. We control all of this. Probably about half the world at this point. Half the world's landmass, none of it containing oil. Maybe we're just extremely unlucky. Would be totally fair for that to be the case too. Okay, so we want to be able to take Londonia, because that was nearby us. Probably grab their capital because it's so powerful. And then if we can fit in Harappa as well, we would like to do so. We will only, with the war score we have, only be able to keep one city. So do we take the capital and leave Londonia as like a foothold on the new world? Or do we take Londonia so that we segment off? I think we have to go for just taking their capital because it's such a powerful city. There we go. We'll do that, and then I suppose, I mean, we could tack on just one of the extra little small territories. We actually can't even do that with our war score. Incredible. So we only get the capital city, and we only get the region, the individual region of the capital city. Along with, yay, $1,000. This is pretty abysmal because that means it's cut off. It's entirely surrounded by my opponent now. Okay. Okay. We're gonna...
I offer you a better way. Take it seriously.
There we go. Start amping up our...
A dog, a rat, an
amping up
insect.
our war support for another war to be able to reconnect our army that is isolated over there. This city is absolutely gonna collapse. We're at a deficit of 800 food. It was getting its food from elsewhere, and now it's cut off. We'll see how many of the people we can keep from starving here. Yes, we've gotten nuclear fission. I believe this gives us nuclear doctrine. It also gives us uranium. No. Where is it? The nuclear plant, minus 30% pollution on maker quarters and minus 1 pollution on train station. As long as we get to our sources of uranium, which I believe are in the New World and the New World only. Here in Paris. No. Where was it? Sis. Yes. Okay, Sis, what are you working on? Whatever it is, this is more important. Refine the uranium. Okay, we're actually balancing out our food production rapidly. I don't know why that was so low to begin with, but we just built 2 maker quarters, and we are recovering quickly here. I guess it's because we have we have an enormous surplus population that can immediately slot into bee farmers, which is giving us a lot of extra food production here. Because we still kept all of the population of the city just consolidated here. It used to be spread out between multiple regions, but now it's just all here, and there weren't enough districts to actually put everybody to work. This part looks so good. The city streets. It actually looks like a unified city rather than individual districts. So cool. Now we have the fusion reactor giving us fusion power! Plus 50% industry on city or outpost and minus 50% pollution on territory. Amazing. We don't even have to build anything to get the benefit out of the fusion reactors. We're just getting a free 300 production here. That is pretty insane to me. And so here, I guess I start building the nuclear plants, right? Be able to continue to reduce pollution from train stations. Yeah, we'll go nuclear everywhere. Oh my goodness, now we're actually growing. With just filling in those few farmers' quarters. That's pretty cool. I feel like making this more science focused. So we'll get some of these. The nuclear spectre. Your scientists have cobed the the deepest depths of reality, and in their quest for knowledge have discovered weapons of terrifying power. As a society, you must now be clear how they will be deployed. Well, they will be deployed. Nuclear disarmament. Gain a grievance against empires completing nuclear tests or detonating nuclear bombs, or nuclear proliferation. We can get the fission test. Unlocks constructible nuclear missile on Australians. Plus 50 fame. A lot of criteria, but that would be allowing us to test our nuclear weapons.
The plan is that everyone points a gun at each other and nobody pulls the trigger?
It's actually really cool. If you go to, when you're at war with somebody and you go to treaties, you get a different set of wartime treaties, and there is a MAD, mutually assured destruction option over there. How is our war support going, by the way? We need to be able to get this up to 80 to be able to start the war. We are gaining... You gain extra to be able to get up to the equilibrium, and then we're gaining +3 per turn for having more demands. Oh, you are oppressing my people. You are concerned for the people of Londonia under the unjust rule of the Mexicans. Yes, we are. We will add that to the demands. And you are oppressing the faithful. You are oppressing our religious followers. Keep the demands going.
Simply dismissed.
As we enforce these, I believe it gives us a shot of war support. Maybe not. So we've actually taken this all the way to the end. Wow. What else do we want? We can get everything so quickly. I would love to be able to get this, but it requires 3 oil. My unique unit is cut off by being the resource that I have no access to whatsoever. I mean, I guess we just start taking some of these here. Being able to get renewable energy would be nice, but it seems to just reduce pollution in terms of percentages. So this could very well be a game that ends based on pollution hitting the next level. And as long as we're ahead when the game ends, then we still win. You keep on building all the wonders. Look at this, we've built so many. A little bear, a little orange bear shows up on all of these. It's great, we've built like half the wonders of the world. Okay, what do we want next? Empire State Building, Big Ben. Yeah, Big Ben, more science. I explained before why it was not the best pick out of the other options that we had, but at this point we're building wonders for fun. We're that far ahead. Vision test. It only takes us 10 turns to be able to build Big Ben. My. I love it. But we want to have our nuclear plants, and we want to be able to have... yeah, in case another war comes around. Here we go. We're gonna get the nuclear test. Yeah, we're gonna get the nuclear test over here. In our own desert of the conquered city, the conquered capital. We're gonna do a little nuclear drop right there. I'm pretty sure that the test site becomes irradiated. Basically, we're blowing up a bomb right there to be able to prove the concept. And you get a nuclear plant, and you get a nuclear power plant. Just everywhere is building these little wonderful nuclear power plants. I love it. Civic osmosis. Honestly, these are just annoying because of how rapidly they appear. We have enough of a garrison to be able to maintain stability, and that's what matters. War support up to 56. That's pretty good. It'd be great to be able to see some new units. Why do I not have rifles right now? Go to tech. Yeah, get me... oh, it is. Right here. Amphibious warfare. It's going to give me rifles next. That is good. Is there an update to the gunmen? I guess it's just using mechanized units and combined tanks and air support and whatnot. Here we go. Commandos. The elite soldiers. I don't think they hit that much harder, but they also have stealth, so they're harder for the enemy to fire back at. And then you get the exoskeleton, right? +8 combat strength, +4 land movement speed. Insane stuff. We're actually kind of tearing through the research tree. We might be able to finish the research tree before the world is destroyed from pollution. So wouldn't that be nice? Become the most technologically advanced and also driven obsolete nation. Get some more food up in here.
The global level of pollution is high. As the worst offender, you may have to make some hard decisions.
Oh boy, okay, so a couple things here. The end. The Australians become death, the destroyer of worlds. By having completed the world's first nuclear test. Nuclear tests unlock and improve devastating new units which can be built in cities with a missile silo district. That has been done. This is the... Wait, where did we fire? Take me to the place. I should have just done... Locate. It was over here. And now this is all irradiated. Yeah, it's considered a wasteland. And no production tiles over there. Global pollution has reached high pollution. As the top polluter, Australians gain 100 fame. The game ends in 55 turns. I have a feeling it is going to be sooner than that. We are losing 100% stability on all cities and -20 food production as well. Okay. Amazing. Time to start doing stuff to make people happier, I suppose. Now this city doesn't care. -100% stability? Ah, we're still doing fine. It's the food that's hard to gather when everything's so polluted. Here, though, the stability is definitely taking a hit. So, we'll do some clappy clappy, try and cheer people up, I think. Here we go, upgrades to rifles. That's a big deal now to just go around and click. Oh, hey, shortcuts. Use shortcuts when you can. Oh my gosh, the homeworld garrison is all ancient era. I forgot about these guys. Okay, let's go to them. Honestly, is it worth spending the money to actually upgrade these units? I don't know. I might not even, because I don't plan on using them. Wait, why is there only 2 armies here? What happened to... Oh no. Oh no. We lost an entire garrison in Londinium, I believe? Yeah, it must have been over here. Ah, that's so frustrating. So, I had a garrison in Londinium protecting it, and when the peace treaty ended, the units were just told to stay there and, you know, not move at all. Well, if they are trespassing in an enemy territory, they slowly lose health until they get pulled out into your own territory, but the game does not have a built-in notification telling me that I should move them, nor does it update their status to an idle army that's suddenly in enemy territory. So, they just all died. We lost line infantry and cuirassiers. So in that case, homeworld garrison probably does need to be upgraded. And a new one added. I need an army on every single continent, so we need a new world army. Oh, this is huge. We can give workers' rights or profit focus. We can get extra money on maker quarters and a -50% delay between 2 crises. Independent people spawn on city or outpost. Okay, or stability on maker quarters, which the stability on the maker quarters would be able to effectively combat the stability of the loss that we are getting from all of the pollution. Being able to make just absolute fortune here. +5 money on maker quarters is obscenely high. But I'm going to go for the stability. I could see either one of those being incredibly impactful. I'm going to take the stability just because I hate low stability cities, and pollution is really shaking things up here. We are really racking up the stars here. We've gotten all the builder stars, all the military stars, all the agrarian stars, 2 scientist stars, We have no merchant stars. We do not make money. We don't make money at all. One expansionist star and one, I should really learn how to say this. Aesthetes? Aestheti? The influence stars? So our endgame score here is just blowing people away. 4 times the score of the people in last. 3,000, so about 50% over again what is in second place and double what is in third. Yeah. We are just playing out these last 50 turns, 48 turns until either pollution gets us, we finish the tech tree, or we just hit the time limit, in which case we're so firmly in the lead. Oh, I'd love to rush for the space station ending, but that would require oil. I've never been able to get oil. Ooh, with only 35 turns left, I don't know if it's worth trying to pursue. I wonder if we could trade with somebody to be able to give us. Would you possibly? Nope. The Celts have no idea what oil is. Okay. The Zulu. They hate me, and they also don't have oil. The Persians, equally hate-filled. Yep. This is not boding well on being able to secure oil. Does anybody have oil? Just at all. The Mongolians don't know what it is. And finally, the Mexicans don't have it. They're actually the most likely to trade with us, even though we've beaten them in 2 wars. And we are kind of the direct competition. But, yeah.
A nuclear missile. Perhaps knowledge of its existence means you can get used.
The nuclear missile requires oil and 2 uranium. We have only 1 uranium and no oil. So my dream of ending the Let's Learn with nuking everything around me seems to be an impossibility here. Because with the game about to end, we still have most of the competitors don't even know what the modern era is going to look like. We still have the Celts.
You have my ear. Tell me
The
what you
Celts in the early modern era. So they're an earlier era culture, but they transcended their culture so that they could hang on to it in the coming era. Hilarious. Factory farming. Ooh, this looks really good. Oh, but it does give us extra pollution. I don't know. We're kind of beyond caring at this point, aren't we? Let's pollute all we want. Yeah, let's go for it. Pollute away, I say. Be able to fuel our population. We have to have more aggressive farming methods to be able to counteract the the lower yields from pollution. It's a beautiful cycle. All good things must end. The game ends in 30 turns. Regardless of if we trigger anything else. Ooh, the game is about to end because of an unsustainable level of world pollution. We have reached total atmosphere.
Humankind's thirst for
We just researched renewable energy. We might have a solution to the pollution. Impact on human life is high pollution.
While leaving something.
We're over 20,000. I don't know what the benchmark is to trigger the end of the game. When the game ends, a world deed. We were the first to discover renewable energy. And we got a scientist star.
Go for economic domination
and we built the
world.
Empire State
The
Building.
Empire State
Now
Building
it's all
will
just
provide
coming
the
one right after
offices
another.
to plan
Every
and
single
execute.
wonder of the world has been constructed. Most of them by us. Most of them right here. We have the Empire State Building towering above the mountains, right next to Machu Picchu, of course. And then we have Lighthouse of Alexandria, Sydney Opera House. As a note on Machu Picchu, I did a little bit of research online, and its text is misleading. It provides the food bonus to cities founded after Machu Picchu has been constructed. So if you are about to explode onto the New World with a bunch of cities, it would be beneficial, but for all your cities that are already established, which was most of our empire, it does not help them. Here we go. So we can go hydroelectric dam, then we can get solar farm to reduce pollution even more. Then we can get wind farm, reduce pollution even more. I don't know, we might be able to stretch it out. Is stretching it out even worth it? I kind of want to see the ending of the game when we hit next pollution. It's giving us additional industry as well, though, at least a little bit. We get 3% here and 2% here. Takes a long time to build. 3% plus 3 industry on river. Maybe we should just kind of push the factory in here to get things ready sooner. Ooh, more food off the coast. I like the look of that. This is your last turn. World is polluted beyond any recovery. You will be remembered as Teddy Ninja, mythical ruler of the Australians. So, what is the benchmark? It's if you go over 25,000 pollution, maybe? Total atmosphere is 20,000 pollution, with 26,000 pollution from the Australians, gaining 163 per turn with 326 coming. Why are we producing more pollution than like the world is experiencing? Is like the vast space of the rest of the world diluting how much pollution we make? I don't understand that. I also don't understand how we can maintain very low pollution levels on a local level, but yet have like Memphis is still very low, and what was it? Okay, the little acrid, also very low. The fusion reactor was saving us, I guess, at least on a local level. Fascinating. But the local levels never got too bad. The world levels have brought the game to a crashing end. Well, that is a little abrupt. It is disappointing that we were never able to grab the strategic resources necessary to really show off any of the oil-based units. So no Air Force, no modern Navy, and no missiles. All things that I kind of wanted to be able to show off, but I guess with the balance of resources in the game, you don't necessarily have the ability to build those. It seems like with how important oil is, there should be more of it. I don't know. At this point, I might just end up ranting a little bit about game balance now that we've reached the end, and it's not the end that I expected, dying because of pollution. We are firmly in the lead. That was surprising to me because the last time I played on this difficulty, I got second place. I was not able to win, and so I was expecting things to be more evenly matched, and I'm not really sure, like I didn't feel like I made brilliant tactical decisions throughout the game. I felt like I played decently, but we're so far ahead that we're not even challenged at all here. One thing that is super cool here about Humankind is that when we end and I sign off, they're going to throw us into a final animation showing the ending of the game and then also recapping our accomplishments as a civilization that the game picks out. So, I mean, I'm not going to spend too much time like dwelling on the whole story of our race, but we started out over here with Memphis and just the tiny corner of the world as the Egyptians, and then we progressed into the Persians being able to have the additional cities as we rolled over a bunch of city-states. And we went on from there, focusing heavily on science in the latter eras to be able to catch us back up. Actually, I wish I would say what civs we took in every single level, because I remember these first two. Right here, I honestly don't remember what era 3 was. And then we picked up French, I want to say. No, French would be here. Joseon, French, Australian. So I remembered everything but era 3, medieval. What did we pick up as medieval? Yep, it's not coming to me. But yeah, we rolled through the city-states. We fought a quick war against Green to be able to dominate our own continent. Settled on the New World. Bumped shoulders over here. Were just incredible in any war we faced at that point because of our technological advancements. And that has brought us to winning this game of Humankind. Hope you guys enjoyed the Let's Learn, the Let's Play. Thank you guys for watching. Everyone who has been watching these episodes, I have more plans for Humankind, but at the same time, I'm going to be really pressed for time because we are relocating the location of the studio. We're going to be moving from interior Alaska to middle America, so it's going to be a dramatic change, and activity on the channel is going to be a little lower until we get up and running and back into a good routine. So thank you guys once again, and I'm going to hand you over to the final infographics that the game is going to give us.
First among equals, peerless among peers. Without inflating your ego too much, it must be said that you have claimed the mythic place in the tumultuous history of humankind. History will not remember you as a warrior or banker or farmer. Your fame was garnered more or less everywhere. You also gained fame from the construction of a wonder. Amazing. Congratulations on the success of your ambitions. One other achievement worth noting. You became the leader of a great religion. Congratulations and glory to you. One more testament to your perseverance. Part of your legacy was being involved in the longest war in history. Congratulations. Under your guidance, the thrilling tale of humankind has been rewritten in your own words. There may be future adventures and deeds, an even grander scope for this grand story. Regardless, you have left a great mark and answered the question: how far will you push humankind?
Here's our tale through time. Picking up the Egyptians, scoring another 600 fame. The Achaemenid Persians, doubling our fame, adding 1,000 here. Ooh, even more. The Khmer, they were our medieval pick. Picking up so many militarist stars from our different wars, that's what really, I think, slingshotted us into advancing eras so quickly. Is all those extra stars for advancements. So the Joseon managed to get out of the era without many militarist stars. Everybody else is picking up like 2 or 3 militarist stars, which makes a huge difference when you only need 7 to be able to advance. And now the Australians, where we add another 3,000 fame, maxing out everything except just not able to make a lot of money. Never was a focus of our empire. And we don't need to see what the other guys were doing. Yep. There it is. First, controlling 24 territories, building 373 districts, winning 33 battles, and defeating 155 enemies. You can see our fame as we crawled up from last into even pacing with black and then outstripping them to win by a landslide. Our longest ideology was Homeland. Interesting. Curiosities found 15. Our best city, quote unquote, best city was Southwall, not Memphis? How do you measure best city? How can it not be Memphis? Memphis was producing like 2,000 science at the end. It was incredible. Longest war was against the Mexicans. I don't think they were the Mexicans at the time, but maybe. Food production as it wobbles throughout pollution, industry production. This skyrocket here is when we started building the unique districts, I believe. Ooh, maybe? Who would it be from? Because we picked up the Australians over here. Yeah, this is when we started building the Australian unique districts, and then I'm not sure what the rest of the spike is from. Some of the research, I'm sure. We did start making more money than everybody else, even though the game considered us very bad at making money. Not giving us any stars there. Oh my gosh. We started getting ahead in science at turn 120 and then just eclipsed everybody. Influence, we maxed out. I mean, a lot of it is just going to be inflated because of how far we won by, so I'm more interested in kind of the early eras, what our metrics were. Population. Because we started picking up cities through wars here at the end as well. which kind of influences population, you know, a little bit when you just take over new regions. Our religion, what is this red religion? What does this line mean? Why is this? Oh, that they must have enacted like atheism or something like that. This is when we actually picked up different research rather than how much science we were producing. So you can see that we started outpacing people around turn 100, and then we kept the lead. Trade goods, we didn't make alliances. Military, Black was actually ahead of us, incredible. But we beat them in enough wars to knock them down. And then number of cities, we also eclipsed them. The Persians, I'm gonna put it on the Persians as the best civ that we picked up. Being able to have that extra city cap early on, I think provided a great foundation for being able to win here. And now we have the option to be able to replay the infographic, quit to main menu, or go back to the game and you can play out as long as you would like. Just to be able to do, wait, the game ended due to level of pollution. Never mind. So you can continue the game if the game ends based on only game length. They'll declare a winner, but you can go back and keep on playing to reach the other conditions. But because we ended things due to pollution, it's not going to allow us to go back and continue messing around.